Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And remember, folks, it's just whiskey. But talking about Patreons, this bottle here, we're going to be talking about and reviewing the Yoichi single malt. 100% malted barley from Japan, and it meets all of the new Japanese criteria to be considered an authentic Japanese whiskey. Single malt, meaning it is distilled and matured at the Yoichi Distillery in Japan. And this retails in my area for around $100. And this is the first bottle that I've actually bought with Patreon funds. So thank you very much, Patreons, and much appreciated. And this is what happens when you support the channel, is I'm able to procure bottles that I might not otherwise be able to justify. Okay, potentially justify. A little tongue twister there. And it's got a convenient plastic screw cap. Okay, there's no cork on this. My understanding, this is widely available in Japan for around the equivalent of around $30 to $35. So you're paying 3 times more the retail for it to be for it to come to the United States. Why is that? I don't know. Very good question. So this is an NAS, and Yoichi switched over from age stated because they started running low on stock. So in 2016, they released the NAS version of this here. There's no mention of chill filtration or coloring. It's 45% ABV. I'm pretty damn sure it is chill filtered, but I'm pretty damn sure that it's not colored. It's very light in color, and comparing it to the Achiro, it's very similar in color. And the Achiro is not colored, non-chill filtered. Whereas the Nika from the barrel is very dark, and the Nika from the barrel comes in at 51.4%. No mention of chill filtration or coloring on this either. But anyway, we're going to be at the end. I'm just going to be giving a quick comparison to these other two, which are the only other 2 Japanese whiskeys that I've reviewed in the channel. You can check those full reviews in my archives. Yoichi is one of the only distilleries left in the world, I think, that are still coal-fired direct heat for to make the distillate. As far as any more background into the Yoichi distillery, I highly recommend watching Matt's from Whisky on the West Coast. He does a very thorough job of reviewing this. Highly recommend that. And also Peter from Whiskey is a Journey does a fabulous review on the Yoichi as well. Again, going more in depth than I'm going to about the backstory. So check out their channels. And also too, Ben from whiskey.com said that out of all the distilleries he's visited so far, and he's been to a lot of them, he said Yoichi in Japan is, I think, his favorite distillery that he's ever been to. I think he said it's the most beautiful, just a really cool place to go. So I think that's interesting as well. The bottle code on this, in case somebody wants to do some sleuthing, the bottle code on this Yoichi is 6/14 J1613 So since they introduced the NAS in 2016, it is quite possible that this means that it's possibly the 10th month, 13th day of 2016. I'm just guessing. And also, too, I could be wrong, but I listened to Roy from Aquaviti's channel quite a bit, and he really praises this. And he has said that in a blind with a group of his friends, that this came in consistently as one of the crowd favorites. And I think he mistakenly said in one of his podcasts that this was 100% distilled from rice, which is not true. This is 100% malted barley. It could be just my imagination that I thought he said that, but I think he did mistakenly say that. All right, let's get into the review, shall we? All right. On the nose. Now, they say that this is peated and smoked and maritime. Maybe my peat palate and nostrils, have been blown away by the likes of Lagavulin and Ardbeg, but I'm hard pressed to find any peat on here. So, in my opinion, this is extremely lightly peated, barely detectable. Whereas other reviewers, that's one of the first things they say is, oh yeah, the peat comes forefront. That's why I gave the bottling code. I'm not picking up peat. If it is, it's minimal. It's on the nose. Perfume, floral, fruity. There's a waxiness about it, and you might say, well, how can you smell waxiness? Like a waxiness, fruity crayon, okay? A little bit of bubble gum. The nose is elegant and inviting, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect when I first opened this, and I was pleasantly surprised. A little bit of melon on the nose as well, and a hint of anisey, a little bit of black licorice. All right. Palate. Okay. This is very nice. It's light, it's delicate, and you can tell that it's been chill filtered because it lacks viscosity, it lacks that oiliness. So a bit thin, but very nice. It does have a lot to offer. Again, those fruity notes, that bubble gum, melon comes through. Again, a hint of that black licorice, anisey. It's sweet, light, delicate, fruity. And the finish is a medium finish. I might even say medium to light, but a light medium finish. Bordering on short, but not a short, because no, it's definitely medium, a light medium. But those peppery notes really on the back of the palate, the peppery notes, which really aren't evident on the nose and the initial palate, those peppery notes really come through at the end and linger on there on your palate for quite some time, and with a little bit of that fruity residue on there. So before I give it a score, is it worth it? Because it's kind of reflective in my score. Is this worth $100? Yes and no. Yes, in that Japanese whiskeys aren't cheap. And comparing it to this Ichiro, which is a blend of a world blend of malts and grains, this retails for $100, non-age stated as well. But that one is non-chill filtered, no coloring added, stated on the label. But I wasn't really impressed with this Ichiro in that it reminds me of, I can taste a little bit of acetone on there. It's got more of a heavily bourbon acetone, Irish kind of a thing going on with this. And the Nika from the barrel, heavy bourbon influence as well. Acetone notes are there. Brown sugar is a prominent note. Brown sugar maple is a prominent note on this Nika from the barrel. And Nika from the barrel retails for around $75, I think, for your 500 milliliter bottle. So if you pop this up to a 750 milliliter, what I'm trying to get across is apples and oranges, they're all right around $100. All day long, I would take this Yoichi single malt over that. They finally just re-released the Yoichi 10-year-old, which I don't think has hit the States yet, but it was released in just a couple of months ago, maybe a few weeks ago even, as we speak. And the listed retail price on that is going to be, MRSP is going to be $175, but I've already seen it, online for close to $225 or $250 or whatever. And again, it's still 45% ABV, probably chill filtered, probably no color added. I'm intrigued by the Yoichi 10-year-old, but just to spend close to $200 for a 10-year-old just seems ludicrous to me, and not cost justified. Would I buy another bottle of this again? Probably not, only because it's just so expensive for what it is. It's very nice. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm glad I bought it. It's a very nice experience. I think anybody getting into Scotch or Japanese whiskey, but particularly Scotch, this is like a very nice Scotch, really, made in Japan. Yeah. So my score is going to reflect that it is chill filtered and that it is high price. So my score on this is going to be between an 86 and an 87. If this was $60 or $70, I'd probably go with an 88. And if this was non-chill filtered, it would probably be a 90 all day long. But anyway, I hope that was helpful. Fruity, melon. Those are the prominent notes on there. This is very nice, very nice. I'm glad I bought it. Thank you, Patreons, for supplying the funds for me to actually procure this. So, if you liked today's show, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe. Consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And hats off to you all, and take care, folks.